Hey toy friends! So in this video we're going to be talking about Ken Couture. This time we're talking about Ken Couture number 2. So this doll initially came out in June of this year, 2025, and he was going for $100 just like the first one that came out last year. And I was not super excited about this one. There were things about it that I was like, I don't know, but we'll get into that in a second. The reason I purchased him was Mattel Creations was having a 50% off sale on select items. He was one of those select items. So I was like, okay. And I definitely debated back and forth for a second, and the thing that got me was the raincoat. He has a really cool see-through kind of bluish raincoat, and I know that sounds silly to buy a doll just for a raincoat. I do like some of the pieces that he's wearing, and maybe once I open it up and I see it in person and in hand, I'll be like, okay, I like this a lot more than I thought I would. I'm hoping that's what happens. But yeah, so it's 50% off. I ended up paying about $65. That includes like taxes and shipping. It was a good deal, I think. I don't know, we'll see. The question I have for this video in general is this doll worth the $50? Is it worth half off? And hopefully we'll have an answer by the end of it. So here is the shipper box. It's a very standard shipper box. There is a silhouette. They do the silhouette now. So here is the Ken Couture silhouette. But yeah, let me just open him up and we'll take a look at the packaging. Really quick, I want to mention that I don't know that they did this for the first one, but they have him like double packed in here. Like there's a protective cardboard lining, which is, I mean, I'm glad for that. I just don't think I've seen that. So that must be like a new thing unless I'm totally oblivious. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. All right, are y'all ready for this? Here he is. So he is packaged in this like kind of nice-ish box. I think it's the same as the other one. I'm literally blanking on the last one as far as like the packaging and all that goes, but I feel like it's the same style of packaging. So you have this like giant window and then this like shiny background, but that says Barbie signature, Ken Couture. And then on the back is an illustration of the doll. And then it says, I'm going to read this to you. The Ken Couture series is an on-trend bespoke collection celebrating Ken and his classic blue hue. As the second doll in this collection, this Ken doll's uber chill vibe is enhanced by his vinyl trench coat layered over an icy blue ombre print suit. Complementing his stylish fit is a snowy white messenger bag and matching sneakers. From his striking bold bald look, aviator-style sunglasses to his signature pendant, it's clear the K represents more than his initial. It's a statement. So lots of words there. And this is a 20,000 release. So yeah. And I believe this is magnetic. Yep. This is magnetic. It just opens up. So here he is without the glare. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get him out of the box and take a closer look. All right, so he's out of the box and here he is. So here is his front and his back. So first impressions, yeah, I will say he's a lot better in person than in promotional photos, which is weird. Like now that I have him in hand, like I really love the raincoat, the vinyl coat, trench coat. They're calling it a trench coat. Like I said before, there's something about having a doll in hand that kind of changes or alters your opinion on something, I feel like. So yeah, so they're good. They're good so far. My first impressions are good. I did have a little snafu though. I was cutting his straps And I ended up cutting part of his shirt here, which I'm a little bummed about. There's a little nick up here, but whatever, it's fine. It's in the back, so I'm not too concerned about it. So before we take a closer look at the doll, a few things about the doll. This was designed by Carlisle Nuera, who also did the first one. They've also been designing a ton of dolls for Barbie, so a very familiar name in the company. This doll is using the John face sculpt. So I have one here. He is from the Ken Looks number 5. So we can do a little comparison here real quick. So this is the same face sculpt, obviously different coloring and screening, but isn't it crazy how different like color, screening, hair can make a doll look? Like I would never think that these were the same doll, like never, but they are. Let's take a closer look at this doll. So if we start at the top, obviously he is bald, which I love. I love bald dolls, boy and girl dolls. I think it's really fun because we don't see a ton of bald dolls. He's got a nice face sculpt. Nice facial hair there. I love facial hair, so that's always a plus in my book. And then, let's see, where should we start? So let's just start with the raincoat since it's the first thing that you kind of see. So this raincoat is it's vinyl, obviously. It's clear blue, or see-through blue. Transparent blue, I don't know. You can see through it. So, and I do love it. I really, really do love this trench coat. I think it's really fun. I love the detailing on it. It's got like a real buckle here, and then some like button. I don't know if these are supposed to be buttons, but they're actual like pieces. So that's cool. And then, yeah, so I'm actually going to take it off so I can show you the other pieces. So here is the raincoat by itself. It's very sturdy. So it's gonna, I could literally display this like this. But I think it'll be fun to, my intention was to put this onto other Ken dolls, but I don't know. I might keep it with him. I'm not sure. Like I said, I may have changed my mind, but we'll see. I will say that because his belt, he was packaged with his belt, it kind of left like an indent on the side here, and I don't know that it will ever kind of go back to what it used to look like, unfortunately. So you kind of have to have the belt on here in order for it to look normal, I guess. I mean, I guess it's not like a huge deal, but it's not like a straight, like the sides aren't going to be straight because there's an indent from the belt. And since this is like a plastic, I mean, I could try a hairdryer, see if that works, or maybe dunking it in like hot water, but I'm afraid to like melt the plastic, so I might not even just do that and just always have the belt with it, so it makes more sense. But anyway, enough about the trench coat. Also, I had to take some of his accessories off, so here are his aviator glasses, which are pretty cool. I love that they're shiny and reflective. That's really fun. And then his bag. I really like this bag. It is an actual fabric bag that you can put stuff in. It's tied in a knot up here, but I think that's just to make it shorter. So I'm assuming okay, well, there it goes. Never mind. So here's the bag. I thought this was longer for some reason, but it was tied in a weird knot. But here's his bag. I'm not sure. What is this? Oh, okay. So there is like okay, that's interesting. So there's like a longer strap with a buckle here. I didn't even realize that. So it could be an over the shoulder bag. That is really that's a versatile bag right there. So yeah, that's really fun. And I love that it's like a fabric bag. It's not super thick. It's kind of like on the thinner side, but it's got like a faux, like a pleather kind of feeling to it. But it's fun. It's a fun bag. I think displaying it like an over-the-shoulder bag would be really fun. So, yay. Okay, back to the doll. So, he is wearing this suit, this like suit jacket. Obviously has an ombre pattern on it. This like dark blue to light blue. Also, I forgot to mention he is on a Model Muse body. So, there's no real articulation besides the typical 5 points. But I just remembered that since I was like trying to move his arm. But anyway, yeah, so that's his jacket. And then he's got matching pants. The material feels really nice. Like it feels good, which I would assume it would feel good for $100. But yeah, it's quality material. There is a snap, and it's a metal snap.
It's 2 snaps up.
We love a metal snap. Let's see, it's unsnap that. And then let's take the jacket off so you can see the shirt. So here is his shirt underneath. It's like this this V-neck kind of, I don't know if it's made to mimic like a sweater material or what, but it's kind of on the, it's not super thick, but it's nice. It's a pretty color. I love the color scheme overall. But this particular color is really pretty. It's like a baby blue. And then I didn't realize that his necklace is actual metal. So that's really cool. I really love this this pendant, this K pendant. That's really neat. And then he's also wearing a watch while we're talking about accessories, the silver watch. The shirt, by the way, Velcros all the way down the back. And here's a closer look at his pants. Okay, let's talk about his shoes. I think his shoes are the one thing about this doll that I'm like, no. I know these are like fashionable. I know nothing about fashion, so I don't, you can call me whatever in the comments, but I think these shoes are hideous. I don't think they're flattering. I think they're weird. There's so much texture going on. They're like sandals, but they're sneakers. I don't know. There's something, there's a lot. Actually, there's a lot about these I don't like. So I really dislike the shoes. So that's the one thing about this doll that I knew from the get. I was like, those shoes are hideous. So that is basically the doll. Let me while we're stripping him nude, let's see what his body looks like. And I'll be right back. Also, his shirt does not Velcro all the way down. I'm not sure why, because it's like pretty much almost all the way, but they decided no. I don't know if that's like yeah, I don't know what the decision was. why it didn't just go all the way down just to make it easier, but anyway. All right, so here he is in the buff. So as I said earlier, he is rocking the Model Muse body, which is nice. I don't mind the Model Muse for this, especially since it's like a collector. It's supposed to be like a couture doll, so I'm like fine with it. I do find it interesting, his necklace, I don't think you can take his necklace off. I'm like looking at the back. There's no like closure or whatever to like undo it, unless I'm totally missing something. But the only way to get it off would be to pull it over his head, and I'm afraid to do that because I don't want to break it. So there might be a way. I might be able to pull it over his head. I'm not sure, because I would love to repurpose this, but this may just have to live on him for now. Unless I could maybe remove his head. Maybe do like a pop his head off and then remove it. Maybe that's how. But anyway, just in case you were curious, this is what he looks like in the buff. All right, here he is, redressed. I always get nervous redressing non-articulated dolls just because I feel like I'm gonna break their arms off, because sometimes you really have to like either pull the fabric, either risk tearing the fabric or breaking the doll's arms off. This raincoat was a challenge for sure. I was like, I'm definitely going to break this arm off, but luckily I didn't. So so here he is redressed. I also remembered when this doll came out that people were comparing his head sculpt to RuPaul. So I don't know if he would make a good candidate for a RuPaul doll, like a male RuPaul doll, out of drag. So that just made me chuckle inside. So let's do a quick comparison between number 2 and number 1. So his shoes are different because his original shoes are, like number 2's, kind of hideous in my opinion. So he's also, number 1 isn't wearing his puffer jacket. So, but I just kind of want to give you a side-by-side of number 1, number 2. I know it's like apples and oranges, but I don't know. I think it's interesting to see the collection aspect of it. So these are both part of the same line. You definitely see the blue running through. I guess I didn't realize that was a running theme for these dolls, but now that I see them together, I can see that. I'm also curious if they're going to do a number 3. I hope they do a number 3, but I'm thinking that these, you can still buy him. You can still buy both of them, obviously, but the fact that the number 1 is still available means that there wasn't a high demand for this. Either there wasn't a high demand or they made too many. I'm pretty sure there wasn't a high demand because, Ken dolls generally don't sell out very quickly. So, I guess, and because this one also didn't sell out, I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm always like, okay, is this the end? I feel like in my heart, I feel like this is probably the last one, but who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised and get a third one. I hope we get a third one. We'll know next year because they seem to be coming out every year. So 2026, number 3, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. So final thoughts, is he worth $50? He is absolutely worth $50. I don't know that he's worth $100 though. I think I probably made the same point in my first video about the Ken Couture number 1. I think $100 is a lot of money for a collector doll. I think maybe if he was like 75, 70, that would have been a little more reasonable. Not that there isn't like quality here. There's definitely like quality material here between like the raincoat, the bag, the clothing and all that. I was really happy when I saw that this was one of the 50% off options because I was really on the fence about him when he first came out, and I decided against it because there were other dolls that I was looking at and decided to purchase instead. So I'm glad I got a second chance to get him. Definitely happy that I got him. So, yeah. So let me know in the comments below what you think of Ken Couture number 2. Do you have him? Do you love him? Were you able to snag him on this sale? Let me know. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, please remember to subscribe. I hope you're having a lovely whenever you're watching this, and I will catch you next time.